Hey guys, it's Tyler and welcome back to Chasing Junk. This is going to be a June 2025 mailbag, and before we do the show and tell, I just want to say this channel is getting funner and funner for me, and I'm excited because I'm starting to post more, and hopefully you're going to see the value of this channel as well. If you do, of course, I would love for you to like and subscribe on the videos, and let me know in the comments what kind of stuff you're enjoying and what kind of stuff you want. I will say that I was playing around with different formats for pack rips and things like that, and right now I've decided I'm just going to upload all the pack rips that I've done because I have over 100, and just to build my catalog, to have content on the channel, and then I continue to open packs, and so I can continue to play around with that format because I like the what's it worth kind of format where I tell you the value of the pack, how much it cost me, and then we look at the individual value of each card. And so I want to do more with that in the future, but right now I just don't have the time, so I'm just going to upload the pack rips as is. But if you've been following the channel, I'm excited. This month is kind of a landmark month for me with show and tell, and so let me just get into it. The first thing that I'm going to show you is, I've been collecting the junk wax. I wanted to get a collection of every box of junk wax from 1986 to 1992 from all the major companies. So in baseball, it was Topps, Donruss, and Fleer. In basketball, it was Fleer, NBA Hoops, and Skybox. And then I also have some Upper Deck, some Score, and I'm probably missing one. But I didn't do Bowman, I didn't do Leaf, I didn't do any of the specialty sets, the Topps Traded or Tiffany or anything like that. And what it turns out to is it's 52 boxes, which is conveniently, there's 52 weeks in a year. And so my plan for 2026 is I'm going to open a box every week, show you what the chase cards are in the box, give a history of that set, do kind of a pop culture thing similar to what the Professor of Rock does. If you don't know his channel, he's awesome. And I'm going to borrow a lot of his ideas in giving some of the background and the history. I think it's a fun format, and for me, it's a cool opportunity to do a weekly show where I pick one box from the junk wax era, and I highlight it and I talk about pop culture, and then I open the packs during the week. And so there's going to be 36 openings during the week, so you can see those in the shorts feed, and then I'll do a recap at the end of the week and show what I got. And so I think that's going to be a really fun format for 2026. But for now, I'm building up the collection, and it's not just baseball cards, it's other things. But let's start with baseball cards. I picked up a 1991 Upper Deck this last month. And remember, the way I get these is if I do really well in my other side hustles, then I use a percentage of that money to buy parts of my collection. And so I actually had a really good month, and so I got a few things. So start with the 91 Upper Deck. That box cost me, I think, close to $50, as did this one, the 90 Upper Deck, which the 90 Upper Deck low series isn't worth that much, but the high series where you find the Reggie, that's a chase card, that autographed numbered card. It was one of the first big chases. So I got that. This was actually the last box I got. It just arrived today. Then I got another box that cost a little bit more. This is the 87 Fleer. This has the Barry Bonds rookie and Roger Clemens. There's a few other good rookies from that year. And so that one costs a little bit more. And then in basketball, I got the last box that I've been trying to get. The 91 Upper Deck, or Skybox rather, Series 2. And this has the Dream Team cards. I can't wait to open this one. This was one of my favorite sets as a kid. And so I'm looking forward to pulling a few Jordans, getting the Dream Team with that one. Then I have two of the 92 Upper Deck Series 2. And what happens is sometimes I'll bid on a bunch of boxes hoping to get it cheap under market, and then I'll win multiple auctions. And so then I'm stuck with it. The good news is the one goes in my collection, and then this one I can open right away. So I'm probably going to open it today and at least do a few pack rips and put those on the channel. And for the rest of the year, this is I have about 10 boxes that I'm working through where I'm opening cards. So I'm excited to have another box to work with. So those are my Junk Wax boxes. I now have 50 boxes. The only ones I don't have is the 89 Upper Deck Low and High Series in baseball, as well as the 89 Fleer in basketball, the 88, 89 Fleer in basketball. All of those boxes are several $100s, and might I get them by the end of the year? Perhaps. Now that I don't have the small boxes to do, maybe I can save up and get some of those big boxes. So I'm excited about that. However, I collect other things, and so quickly I want to show you some of the other things I got because I'm excited. I won this in a Whatnot auction. I don't do Whatnot very often, and I don't collect comics very often, but this was a cool one, and it was sealed with a record on it. It's just an old Fantastic Four, and so I have a space here on my desk where I have right now an Amazing Spider-Man comic. This is going to go in front of that, at least for now. So I'm excited to put that up here in my office. Another one, this is something that I really love from the 80s. I think this is from 86. But this is a Transformer, it's in bad shape, and it came with this one as well, also from 86, and they're not in great shape, but I got Soundscream, which was the bad guy version of the mini cassette, and he cost me like $85. I got him a month or two ago. So when I saw these on auction, I just put in a low bid, just hopeful, and no one else bid, so I got them both for 15 bucks. So this was a great deal for me. They'll go up on my shelves over here with my small Transformers collection, and so I'm excited to put those up. Then one thing, I've mentioned this in the past as well, but when I got married 22 years ago, I donated to a thrift store my CD collection, because at that point you could just digitize all your music. You didn't need to hold on to the physical things. But now I love holding on to physical things and having that tangible physical collection. So I'm going back and repurchasing a bunch of discs that I already owned, and a few that I never owned, but I like the music. So I got a few just simple ones. I actually spent about $100 this last month on CDs, so I got 4 or 5 different lots, and you'll see some of these are great and some of them are but they came in the lot. So 2 of the is a Meatloaf, Bat Out of Hell. Actually, Bat Out of Hell 2 is the one that came out in the 90s that I really loved, that had Objects in the Rearview Mirror, May Appear Closer Than They Are, and the, what was that really popular song? It was Flash in the Pan. It was huge, but that was how I was exposed to Meatloaf. We also have Leonard Skinner, Then and Now, and so these are some live tracks of some hits. So we added that to the collection. Some that I'm a little more excited about is some classic Bon Jovi. So we got Slippery When Wet, Keep the Faith, Crossroads, which is the Greatest Hits album. I think I've bought this 4 or 5 times. And then Lost Highway, which is a CD that I don't think I've ever even listened to it before. It's a little bit newer, and so I'm excited to give that a listen. In addition to those, even more excited about some Def Leppard. I got Pyromania, the Best Of, which I've never owned this. I had Vault, but I didn't have the Best Of. Then we've got Hysteria and Hysteria, and they look different on the spine, but they're the same album with the same track in the same order. So I'll probably gift one of these to one of my students or something. So we got that, and then finally my favorite band when I first started listening to music in the early 90s was U2, and I got a bunch. Let me just show you some of the ones I got. Pop, not real excited about that, or Zooropa. Those were in the 90s. They weren't as good, but then the classics. We've got Joshua Tree, Unforgettable Fire. Let's see if we have any more from that early era. Octoon, Rattle and Hum. This might be my favorite album. And then Under a Blood Red Sky, which is their live album. Then from the 2000s, we got, it doesn't have the album art, so I'll still collect this. This is the All You Can't Leave Behind, How to Dismantle an Atomic Bomb. We got some singles, No Line on the Horizon, Go Home, which I think this is a DVD, and then this is a bonus DVD that came with something too. So a bunch of U2 CDs. Kind of excited about that. Not as big a YouTube fan as I once was, but it's still really fun to listen to those tracks again. The last thing I have from my mailbag, and you see I got a lot of different kinds of stuff this month. Some were cheap, some were a little more expensive. The thing that was most expensive I bought, well, no, actually it wasn't the most expensive. This was another one that I saw in auction, and a bunch of them listed on eBay were in the $150 to $200 range. But there were a bunch that said, you know, give me an offer, make an offer. And so I made a bunch of offers on all of them at right at $50. And I was surprised that I actually got one. This is one of my favorite books of all time, The Scarlet Pimpernel. If you haven't read it, it's kind of like Jason Bourne meets Little Women. It's a romance, but it's a spy book. And it was written in the late 1800s by Baroness Orsi. And she's French. And the language, the English translation, it still feels French. It's a different style of speaking. And so the first 50 pages are hard to get into, but once you get into it, it's awesome. It's a really, really good book. And this is the first edition of the English language version of the book. So I don't think I own any other first editions that are old. Like, obviously I have like first edition Harry Potter or Hunger Games and stuff like that, but I don't have any first edition like vintage old books. And just saw this, I was just perusing on eBay and I got it. So really excited. I do collect books. I don't have a lot of older books. I mostly collect entrepreneurial books, self-help, you know, personal productivity, real estate, that kind of stuff. But reading has been an important part of my life. It's how I can afford to do the things I do now, is because I have side hustles that have brought in enough money that I can kind of live my best life. So even though I'm severely underpaid as a school teacher, I'm paid what I'm worth as an entrepreneur and as an investor, and it has led to a really good life for me and my family. So really excited to be adding to my literature collection, as well as my toy collection and my music collection and my card collection. So it was a good month. I don't, obviously at this stage, I'm recording these mostly for me. Nobody's subscribed to my channel. I think I have 25 videos and 35 subscribers. So it's slowly growing. I am going to upload over 100 videos in the next week or so. And then I'm going to spend some more time with the things I really care about. But if you are watching this, if you've gone back into the archives and there's anything you want me to do or change, I want to hear your feedback. I mean, this is super fun for me just to kind of record my journey as a collector. And I love data and I love showing the statistics. And so I geek out on that, and I'm going to show spreadsheets and values of things. But I also just wanted to take you along on my journey of collecting different things and share kind of the joy I have as a collector. So if there's anything you want, let me know. Yeah, that's all. Bye. It's been nice talking to you.